We're going to begin, though, with that breaking news. The water crisis in Oakland County caused by a massive water main break. Crews right now working to get this problem under control. It affects so many people, and it's going to take days.
Right now, a total of 12 communities are under a boil water advisory, and many families are scrambling to find bottled water.
Tonight, we have team coverage from how it's affecting you to how hospitals are working to try to keep their patients safe. We're going to begin with 7 investigator Jim Kurtzner. What are officials telling you about what's being done right now to try to get this thing fixed ASAP?
Stephen, it's still an uncertain situation, but here's what we know as of this hour. The numbers were given: 304,000 people affected by this in those 12 communities. 51,000 people have no water at all. The rest are reduced pressure. So the boil water advisory remains in effect until further notice. We're told this water main that broke was installed back in 1970. The investigation into why it broke continues. The repairs, we are told, will start tomorrow. The all clear, they hope, will be given by Friday night for everyone affected, but they still do not know what caused this main to break.
Yes, there will be an investigation. We were not expecting a water main break in this area. This particular pipe was installed in 1970. It's been about the mid-service life of this particular pipe.
And at this news conference that wrapped up just about a half an hour ago, they say this is unprecedented because they've seen nothing like this affecting so many people in such a terrible way. They spent today digging down 6 to 10 feet to get to the main under 14-mile road. Did it break in a joint or did it split because of changing water pressure? We're told that these mains are in 20-feet sections. They've ordered 3 new sections coming in from Illinois to start the repairs tomorrow. Next hour at 6, there is some redundancy in the system, so some of these 12 communities might see their water restored sooner. We'll have that part of the story next hour at 6. We'll see you then. Live downtown, Jim Kurtzner, 7 Action News.
All right, Jim, thank you so very much. So many people affected by this, but hospitals, very important. 2 hospitals, major hospitals in the area, are forced to take steps to protect their patients while maintaining operations. And that actually includes having to turn new patients away. 7 Action News reporter Amira David is live at Henry Ford Hospital with a look at what they're doing to get through this. Amira?
That's right. I'm at Henry Ford in West Bloomfield, one of those 2 hospitals that has been affected. And as you said, having to divert some patients via ambulance. At this point, they are pumping outside water in. They are relying on bottled water and doing whatever they can to maintain operations as usual. They're even transferring some patients out.
We've had intermittent pressure problems. The water pressure has been coming and going throughout the early morning and into today.
Pressure problems for one of the most popular hospitals in the Metro Detroit area. This after a water main break that happened less than 2 miles away. Henry Ford says their water has been going in and out since early this morning, forcing the need for quick action.
There are many procedures that rely on water. They must have water to work.
Our Channel 7 cameras caught these trucks pumping new sanitized water in, more than 5,500 gallons delivered for flushing toilets, while some patients were reassigned.
We transferred about 15 patients so far, and those were critically ill patients.
15 patients were transferred to Henry Ford's Detroit location. Scheduled C-sections for today and Wednesday rescheduled or moved to different hospitals, and all ambulance traffic has been diverted. But Henry Ford, not alone. Over at Providence Park in Novi, cancellations on elective surgeries with 4 patients transferred out. And clinics forced to scramble as well. Beaumont Medical Center announcing its closure today while moving 13 surgeries to Beaumont Royal Oak. And I do want to point out that even though that ambulance traffic has been diverted, this hospital is still very much up and operating. Their emergency room is open and they are taking walk-ins. It's very important to note for the residents that live in the area. Coming up at 6 p.m., I'm going to give you a more inside look at what's going on at Providence Park. They have transferred out 4 patients. I'm going to tell you about their conditions that forced them to leave and where they went. That's coming up at 6. Stay right here on 7 for now in West Bloomfield. Amira David, 7 Action News.
All right, thanks, Amira. Thousands of people are being forced to buy bottled water for drinking, cooking, even flushing the toilets. Bottled water has been flying off store shelves, leaving some scrambling. 7 Action News reporter Naya Harden has been covering the story all day, and she decided to help out. So you took matters into your own hands, Naya.
That's right, I definitely did, but I want to show you first where we're at right now. This is the Department of Public Services. Take a look. You can see people lining up over here getting flushable water that they can put in the toilet to be able to flush and use it. And you can see this is where they're getting that water from right here. It's definitely a big process because people have to do a lot of work just to get this type of water. But we decided to go out and help someone in need that wasn't able to get out and do it themselves. Living without water can be a struggle. It's not just drinking water that people need, but they need water to flush too. So I'm on a mission to grab a tub and help someone who can't make it out. Our first stop was at Oakland Glens, a mobile home community on Carousel Street.
Oh my gosh. God bless you. Oh my word, honey.
Let me help you. It's heavy. It's heavy.
Okay.
Just show me to the bathroom.
My tank was totally empty.
Where do you want to leave this? Because you're going to need it later.
Oh, I know.
Mary says she didn't know about a water main problem.
I went to turn on couldn't flush the toilet. Turn on the kitchen sink and no water. And I called my friend and I asked her, did she have water? She said, nobody does. And it was a shock because, you know, we heard about the boiling. We had a boil that last night. And I didn't think anything of it, you know, no big deal.
She doesn't have a car and has been relying on family and friends to help with bottled water.
There's just barely a trickle. We had nothing.
Her neighbor has had the same problem.
All right. This morning when I put the water on, I was telling my husband, there's like no water.
With a toddler and 3-month-old, she says they can't afford to be without water.
I'm not really stressed out, but like just the contamination, like that's just scary for kids and the schools too.
Channel 7, God bless you.
Now, non-potable water and also potable water will be available until 7 o'clock. So if you're needing drinking water, if you're needing this flushable water, you'll be able to get that anywhere at one of their sites. You can go to right here, DPS. You can also go to the Civic Center, the fire department, even the police station. They'll be open until 7 o'clock tonight. Naya Hardin, 7 Action News.
Naya, so glad you were there to help. Thank you. Coming up tonight on Action News at 5:30, how this water main break is forcing some restaurants to change what's on the menu or simply close their kitchens. 7 Action News reporter Alan Campbell will be live with their stories just ahead at 5:30.
It has been a mess out